Welcome. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab more coffee. All right. It's time. Okay, let's take a look at our game again. I want to make stuff. I want to make worlds. I want to do fun stuff. I don't want to rebuild stuff, but I'll probably do that anyway. Here we've got our little world here, the hub world. We can load on into it. Kind of float around, check out some of the creatures, you know, have a good time. But what we really need... Twitch, stop telling me to subscribe to earn drops on my own channel. Let me also, real quick, grab my links. Throw them in the Discord. Okay, we need to make something cool. We need to start on a new world. Okay. So we have already this one, which is the tiny one. And then we have this little system where you, why are you up there? Bruh. Streamlabs is wild sometimes. Anyway, what we got is a lunchbox out here. I know I just said that I don't want to rebuild anything, but what we have is UI state stuff that I just realized I should do because I had just added this UI state. Right now we have in the player, we have a UI state. But we should really take all of this and put it out inside the scene manager. Oh, it's in the hub. What do we have here? We have UI state, UI open, UI closed. Okay. All right, brother. What are we doing? So the UI is in the hub for some reason, and then we have the state of the UI in the freaking player. Let's move all of this. Copy. Let's go to our scene manager. Let's put all of our UI just in the scene manager. And then let's handle all of our UI within that. Disconnect. Okay. We're going to do pressed on the scene manager. We're going to go to hub on start game. Currently, we're doing this. This is what we can do. We can comment that out. We can go to our scene manager. We can put this in here. Hide start menu UI. Okay, main menu. It's gonna be this one. We should call this one start menu. And this right here, we can do start menu because that's gonna be different from the main menu. And this right here becomes start menu. Okay, sick. Then this right here goes to that. State dot closed. Then we need a enum UI state. Oh wait. Current UI state, which is a UI state equals, nope, that's not an enum, that is called a variable, is UI state dot, let's do start menu in here. Keep things consistent. Let's not be dumb and sloppy as much as I want to. Guess to answer it here, Blockbench. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Low poly software. Think Sprite is to Photoshop as Blockbench is to Blender. The truck thing I made is showed me how important clean geometry is for texture. Ooh, okay. So you made that in there. I might have heard of that before, actually. Let me take a look at that again. What you made there. So you can do angled stuff too. I'm almost tempted to use something like that. The only thing is I could use it on any random thing that I wanted. On any random level that I wanted. But every level is going to have slightly different, visuals and stuff. So actually that does work. I might want to try that out. Is it fully free? Let's do a signal here. Update UI state, I guess. We could do something like that. Or we just hold it here and we don't care about it because we're in a global anyway, so we don't even really need that. Let's just do it like this. Because we can set these globals from anywhere. These are all pressed. Okay, this can be hidden. We can copy all of these to our scene manager. Why do we have worlds.get? That's because in worlds we have this. That can also go into scene manager. Teleport menu needs to be here as well. Which means in our global, we also need a teleport menu. Oh, shoot. No, that's fine. If we want, we don't need to have the teleport menu and the main menu open at the same time. That's all good. Okay. Now our scene manager needs these connected. Global.current UI state equals closed. Copy. Okay. current Okay, we have all of this. The UI state is just to be there. Okay. So let's do a function toggle UI state or set UI state. Okay, so that works. This doesn't really help me, I guess, but set UI state closed. If global dot current UI state is equal to then we could do input equals mouse mode captured, else input dot mouse mode equals input dot mouse mode or mouse mode visible. Okay, we do a little check there. So we can just do that, which means we could do this. Fully free. It's low poly focus, but you can make anything. I think the website gives the impression it's just for Minecraft voxel look. Okay, but that could be really useful for what I do, because I mean, most of all I do is low poly. It's just that sometimes I like to be able to do a little more detail still. Okay. I think we can get rid of this. And then we could do a match UI state. And then here we can do closed. Whoops. Nope. Match global dot current UI state. And then global dot closed. Going a little crazy here, I can see. Anything having to do with moving. Let's move that up there. Okay, so all of this can go into there. Okay, let's just try to play and see what happens. What's up, Boris? How you doing? This music is intense. Breaking. Worlds not declared in the current scope. This is in the hub. Because the hub is not supposed to have any of these anymore. It's also not supposed to have any references to them. Blip. Teleport body entered. In our global, we probably need something like... Shoot, we probably do need signals. Doing great, and you? I'm doing great too. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm trying to rework my UI system. Okay, we have this issue. Nope, this is the hub. Okay, so teleport body. Okay, we need to show the teleport menu, which means we should probably emit a signal in global. The scene manager will pick that up and be like, all right, we need to show the teleport menu. This, we can do this. This, we can do this. Wait. Yes. We can get rid of all of this. We can also get rid of this, because that's not happening either. Okay. Teleport, we need, okay, we have signal. Signal UI change. And then scene manager on ready. Global dot signal UI change dot connect. Then we'll say, what is it again? Set UI state. Okay, and then from hub, we can do a global dot set signal UI change dot emit, and we can do with something like that. So we set the UI state, boom, we do that, blip, blop. Okay, now, depending on the state, the scene manager needs to know what to show. We need to set the state and then it's probably more convoluted than I need to do it. But hopefully then all I need to do is change this here when I add more states. We can do a match here. So match global dot current UI state, because we've already set the state. So we don't actually need to pass anything in here. Global dot UI state dot closed. Wait. Okay, so that works. Start menu. Main menu. Teleport menu. We're going to duplicate this. Actually, wait, let's delete that. We're going to duplicate the start menu. Okay, we can copy this, paste it in here. But closed needs to hide everything. Start menu needs to just show the start menu. Main menu just needs to show the main menu. Teleport needs to do that. Okay. Now, update UI needs to happen. How long have you been doing Godot, and what's the best way to learn GD script, GD Quest, Zenva, YouTube? GD Quest is great. There's also Godot. I'll show you that channel real quick. Something else I've been learning for 3 months now. Okay, nice. That's awesome. Can you actually start a function by sending a signal to another script, so communication between scripts? Yes, actually, this is a really good way to use globals. So do you know how to do auto loads or globals? Basically, you have a script. Like here, I've got one called global GD, global.gd. It can be named whatever you want. But I have a signal UI change right here. And all I'm doing is declaring it. But then, in my project settings, I have globals. Under globals, I have one called global. And it references this script. You can set a different script to be your global. You could have as many globals as you want. Then you just give it a name, which then goes there. But because this is global script, it's accessible from everywhere. So in my hub, when I have a player enter the teleport section, I can just say global dot. It's accessible from anywhere. And then I have that signal UI change dot emit. Now, anywhere else can also easily access that signal to listen to it. And so then in my scene manager, up at the top, on ready, function ready, I say global.signal UI change.connect. And then from there, I connect a function to it, set UI state, which is right here. So that will get called anytime that signal is emitted. So I can emit it from anywhere and I can listen to it from anywhere very easily because it's in a global script. You can also do it where if I had just a reference, let's say I had that signal in this script, in the scene manager node, which you can't really see here. Move that over there. Anyway, so I have my scene manager. I could do a signal here. Signal do thing, right? And then in my hub under here, I could say in my ready, get parent, or wait, I could say, get parent, because I know scene manager is the parent of hub world. And I could do dot connect, do thing. It shows up right there. Oh wait, no, I would have to do dot do thing dot connect, and then I would put something here like, you know, some function. So as long as you have a reference to the script, you can do it. The nice thing, once again, about a global script is that anyone can access the global script just by saying right here, global dot. I don't have to like have a node path to it, you know. And then as far as good resources, I'll show you Godot. They're a really good channel, especially for learning GD script. This channel right here, Godot. And there's like Learn Programming with GD Script, Part 1, Part 2, Particle Systems, Transforms, which I really need to watch like all of these again because they're all really good. State Machines and State Charts. I should honestly probably watch that one because that's exactly what I'm building right now. Godot Components, UI Basics. I should literally watch all of these because they're all really good. But yeah, great channel. A lot more in-depth videos, overview type stuff. This was really helpful. Nice, that's good to hear. Yeah, these are all things that I wish I had learned earlier. If you want like signals specifically, like a signal specific tutorial, I did make one on my channel. So right here I made a signal tutorial for people who don't understand signals because it took me forever to understand signals. It's not a great tutorial, but it will teach you how to do it. So if you want to know how to send signals, because signals are huge in Godot, like being able to, go back or call functions and other scripts easily, that type of thing. Yeah, especially for like UI stuff. I use it a ton for UI stuff. It's big. I have forgotten where I am, but that is okay. Let's just run this and see what breaks. I will watch them. Nice. Yeah. Okay, UI state. It seems okay. I started out in the correct UI state. Boom. Okay, I went in. Something was a little off there. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, now I'm in this one. I click on that, sci-fi, and it takes me there. Okay, it just doesn't take me out of the state. Okay, that's also really nice to know. All right, so we say change scene, and change scene should also set UI state to global.uistate.closed. I believe that's what should happen. Why am I moving in so fast? There's something to do with the mouse mode situation, maybe. But let's go into here. Let's go into sci-fi world. Okay, nice. Now, on ready, set UI state. Player, we're doing let's do that. Clean this up a bit, put it up near the other gravity thing. I have some kind of clippy audio, but sci-fi, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, so Boris, I don't know if you know the concept for this game. Game is really getting cooler. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. So the general idea, I really do need to figure out why it's zooming in that fast. And what is with my clippy audio? I have a feeling that has something to do with my... I don't know if you can hear that on stream or if it's just through my audio setup. Oh, it just glitched there. But I did just change my inputs on my graphics card. Apparently I had my display ports and stuff connected to my motherboard instead of my graphics card, so for I don't know how long. Anyway, okay. So you're going to your teleport thing. I'm gonna make this better, but this menu, you can cancel it. Okay. Seems like, I see. I know what it is. You go to that teleporter and then you can go to different worlds. Audio clip is real. Okay. It's happening right now as we speak. I don't know. I just literally replugged in my secondary monitor. It made my screen go black. Nice. Let's go ahead and delete this. And we're still audio clipping. Perfect. Let's go ahead and do a display capture. Add source. Sure. Let's see what's going on with my audio real quick. so much clipping. Why is my CPU usage so high? Okay, I have no idea. Anyway. But yeah, Boris, basically, what we got, my solution right now is to just turn down my music volume, which is not working, because they're still clipping. You're here, and then you go around, and there's another character who wants to show you a bunch of different worlds where a bunch of different things are going on. So one of those worlds is when you go into the teleport, you can go to the sci-fi world. And you can watch a battle take place. This one is only partially worked on. But yeah. I used to work on games where I tried to create an entire RPG world, but that was in Scratch. Yep, biggest mistake of my life. I literally spent 2 years on that game. Dang. Yeah, honestly, when people say start small, there's a lot of truth there. There's also some untruths though, because you don't have to start small as long as you're not like trying to sell a game. Like if you're dependent on income from a game, then sure, maybe you need to make something smaller that you know you can actually finish. But if you're just learning, you can go big. You're 99% of the time you're going to fail. Who cares? Whatever. You can still go crazy. So you don't have to worry about that as long as you're just doing it to learn. But building a small game will take you from start to finish, which is also another thing. I've never finished a game and polished it up because it's really hard. I'm in audio only. It sounded like you were loading a gun at first. Yeah. Actually, a really great idea for a game. Thank you. Keep working on it, and you're right. Yeah, it's basically, I want to be able to go to completely different worlds. There's the character who wants to show you the worlds that he makes, which is basically a stand-in for me, because I want to make a bunch of worlds and show it to people. So the whole idea is just make a game where people can experience a bunch of different cool worlds that are completely separate and different from each other. Okay, in the player, we have all of this. We don't need that anymore, which should give us some errors, which should tell us, okay, we just need to do this. Here we can do global. Does not equal UI state.open. Wait, global.UI state. Closed. There we go. If it does not equal closed, then we return. That's why there's all this weird motion. Same, never finished a game either. Yeah, it's really hard to finish a game. That's where making a small game is really useful, because then you can actually finish it. Still audio clipping. And it's mostly when the game is playing. How to debug audio clipping on computer when games. I mean, it's not just when I'm playing games, of course. Aries, what's up? How are you? Good to see you again. This audio clipping is really annoying. I wish... sound mixer options? I don't know. What happens if I reset my sound devices? Let me play around with this for a second here and figure out what's going on. And my CPU is still just majorly overloaded. I have no idea. I will have to play around with it later. We'll see. I think I just have too much going on. I drank so much Diet Coke Lime, the microplastics in my brain barely notice it. I used to drink so much Diet Coke. It was insane. Okay, so that works. Let's go to our scene manager here. Let's go to our teleport menu. What happens if I start this with that unhidden? Okay, so it does show up. Quit game needs to be connected to actually quit the game. Seems mostly to clip when I'm doing a lot graphically, which might be an issue with my audio. Mixer. Does my audio still work? Okay. How do I quit? Get tree.quit. Let me know if you guys are getting audio clipping still. Oh, I need to actually press the quit button to test if it works. Done. Also, I'm not getting any not getting any clipping on my end. Audio works. I think I literally fixed my audio by just switching my USB port, which means I might have just needed to basically like reset my mixer or something. Or it's just that plugin that's off. Okay, let's look at this. Let's go to here. Okay, this one is going to be called Resume Game, Settings, and Quit. Resume Game is going to have okay, and then we need to set UI state needs to be global.UI state dot closed. Okay. Quit is there. Why does this one no longer have? And then let's do something like let's do pass. We'll do project settings, input map, add a new action, toggle main menu. Escape, okay. Toggle main menu. If global.UI or current UI state is equal to global.UI state dot closed, then we set UI state to global dot UI state dot main menu. Else set UI state to global.UI state dot closed. Haven't heard in a solid minute. Okay, yeah, it was every 10 seconds. Okay, yeah, it should be good now. Okay, now we have all of these showing. If I click on that, and then we go there. So really what it should be is at the very start, we need to update UI right off the bat. Okay, so we start out just with this. Settings, we have quit game, we have start game, nice. Go to this, now we have this, resume game, nice. I go here, this pops up, nice. Okay, so now I can go to my scene manager again, go to 2D, grab my teleport menu. We need to take this. Okay. Then we can take this whole control, move it down to there. Panel container can have corner radius 10, 10, 10, 10. Let's just take the same color from here. Copy that. Save as. Standard UI styles. UI elements. Let's do that. Okay. What happens if I go here? Okay, nice. So we're going to do 20, 20, 20, 20. And then let's do our expand margins at 40, 40, 40, 40. Now let's do 50. 50, 50, 50, 50. And then we can just use this on this one here too. Okay. Now these buttons on here $200 and then 60, so we can do these too. Okay, sounds good. Oh, that coffee is ice cold. Ugh. Okay, we're here. Now we can start building a game. Cancel teleport, boom. Jump back into this nature world that takes us directly to the hub again. Nature world again, boom, we're back in the hub with crazy frame rates. So we'll do some sort of a loading thing. Okay, we go here, sci-fi. We'll have some sort of a loading screen. Let's make a new map. Jungle. Let's do jungle level. We're going to call this jungle level. This needs to have a script. Great. What does mech level have? It extends world. Okay. Jungle level needs to extend world. We need a terrain 3D. Okay, we have a terrain 3D. What does this need? I mean, not even sure how much we need this, but terrain 3D on this. We'll see. I'm at work right now standing next to a coffee roaster that's 430 degrees. Total opposite. There we go. Mine was just sat there for far too long. Bro, we ain't even doing a terrain 3D. We're not doing a terrain 3D. You know what we're doing? We're opening up Blender and just doing our own thing. What should we do? What world? We can make anything. What should we do? Want to make a sick jungle station that's just tiny? Ooh, a really tiny world. Not as in tiny planet, but a tiny space that you're in. Okay, grab all of this, delete, Shift A, mesh. What do we have? Landscape? Sick. Perfect. Let's go ahead and change that. Nope. Okay. Let's go ahead and add landscape again. Canyon. Yes. Okay, seed. 200. That's pretty sick. Okay, now we do something like ooh. That was edge fallout. Okay, edge level, let's do 1 instead. Okay, but I want this to be... Let's try like 10 there. Let's see what that does. We're just playing around with stuff now. Oh, okay. Weird. Fall off X. Let's do like 2. Okay, that makes it narrow. So let's go back to 4. Let's also make sure that this doesn't go all the way to the end. Like, I want it to... size X, size Y. Okay, that didn't seem to... Oh, mesh size X, mesh size Y. So maybe I can just adjust it here. Man, this is slow. 10. There we go. Okay, let's go back to 2 here. Mesh size Y is going to be a lot larger. 10. Okay, that's pretty cool. But now that we know that, we can delete this, generate a new one. We're going to start from there and try to build up a nice little... Let's just do the same thing. Okay, let's do random seed 100. Whatever this terracing is the issue. That's kind of cool. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So edge level, let's do like 3. And let's do like 0.5. Ah, I see. I see how that works. Okay. Just not a fan of the terracing that's so regular. Okay, let's do a completely different. Okay, that's canyon. Okay, that kind of reset it. Now we can do mesh size X or mesh size Y. 8. And then our edge, our height, edge level, we're going to do 0.5. Okay. That's a little better there. But we do kind of want some... What does this do? 2? I set that to 2. Okay. It's a lot more turbulent. Oh, okay, you can only set it to 1. 0.1. Let's do an edge level 0.75. Hey ho, what's up? And Albert, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Okay, that's not bad. The only problem is we need paths that can go through this, but I can do that. I can do that with my own paths. I can build my own. Okay, subdivisions we're going to do. 300 this way. Subdivisions on the Y is going to be more like 800. There we go. Now we got some more detail. Now, if you're a player going through this, can you easily see the end? You kind of can. But if we put enough vegetation and stuff in there, then maybe not. Okay, we're going to save this. This is for the planet. Let's go up here. New folder, jungle assets. Excuse me. Canyon 1. Save that. Then we can go here. We can create a new scene just called the canyon. Cap, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? It's going pretty good. You can also make the canyon curve so it doesn't have an end, but at the same time the player won't be able to see the end of the canyon. True. The only thing is whether or not I can do that with this Blender add-on that I have. Which I probably can. It's just, you know. I could also just make my own in Terrain 3D, but this hopefully will work. We'll see here. Scenes, we're going to do, that's hub world scenes, worlds. Create new folder called Jungle World Scenes, because we have hub world scenes. Yeah. Here we're going to create a new scene, 3D, call it Canyon. And then here we can go up to here and grab our canyon. Instantiate it. Editable children. We're going to scale this bad boy way up. Okay, sick. Then we can go here. Quick load. We have like all of these ones that I think came from one of our assets or something. Okay. Quick load a different one. Is that the same one? Ooh, look at that. Perfect. We'll just quick load this M trunk. Okay, that'll work. Kind of a brownish. Happy birthday. Almost your birthday. Okay, nice. Yeah. Happy birthday. Lunchbox says, I was looking at that shipping container jungle sketch I had made last year. Might try and mock that up on Blockbench. That would be sick. Dude, just get into some 3D. Yeah, keep going with the 3D. That's sick. Let's also go to our Canyon blend. Let's do a quick add collision to this. I wonder how expensive it is to add collision to something like this. It's probably... Okay, and then we can add the player. Let's add, I guess, Sky 3D to this one. Okay, and then we just jump into the scene and see what happens. Okay. Oh, there's no scene manager here. Okay. Which means our UI state isn't getting updated. So all we need to do is go to our scene manager, go here, and do something like this. Jungle level. Then on our scene manager, we have nature world. We're doing that for now. Mohammed, what's up? How are you? Okay, so we're here. Now we go over to our teleport, blip. We got nature world, which I need to change that to jungle world. Bam. Global.main is not hub world. What are we doing on our mech level? Oh, we need to have that. Well, world just needs to have. This doesn't need to be there. Where's our world script? That needs to have that. Save. Used to watch for while, but decided to talk today. Nice. Well, I'm glad you stopped in to chat and say hello. I'm glad. I like it when people stop in and check in. How is life? Life is good. Complicated, but it's good. Okay, now we can switch to this world, and here we are. Perfect. And as we can see, the scale of the canyon is way too small. So what we do is we go back to canyon. Let's get this, set the scale to like 100. We'll see if it even updates it in the scene, but I'm good. Thanks for asking. Yeah. Do you do game development as well? I have now fallen through the map. That's because if I go to my jungle level, my player is now not, okay, because it did scale it up. I also don't need the player to be able to go through this whole thing. He could literally just go from like here to here, even at this scale. I know I can make an interesting enough level out of that. Because this thing could have some puzzle elements to it, just unlocking different experiences. Talk to ask for a little bit of help. Okay. You doing Godot work? I am once again falling through the earth. What is it? Oh, I put myself under again. Okay. Let's go ahead and try this again. With Godot, okay. Yeah, I did put a static body. I just spawned the character too far below. Okay, there we go. Now we're here. Canyon is still way too small. Okay. Go in here. Let's get our music back on. Let's do like a 150. No, let's do like a 250. Which means our player is going to need to be brought up again. Let's try it like that. Consider it as a challenge. Oh, there we go. Is it still tiny? Did it even update? $250, okay. I mean, this is actually kind of fine. Let's go ahead and adjust the time of day. And actually, we're going to have this at night, similar to the other one, because I want some cool lighting and stuff. Started like a week ago. Okay, nice. Want to release my project before Christmas, I guess. That'll be tough, but it depends entirely on the scale, so how big of a game you're doing. But definitely having that type of a challenge is a great way to learn. So, good on you. That's what you want to be doing. Should I just keep these? I didn't even think about that. Is that showing up in the other world too? Because I have those particles that follow the player around. Yes, they are there. Okay. That's kind of fine. Okay. The only thing is, how do I do good foliage on something like this? Or do I just do terrain 3D? I don't know, but one thing I do know. New general, go here, delete, Shift A. We're going to do a proton scatter on this. Okay. Why can't I change this? Is this scatter item getting anything? Oh, that's getting GD. Okay, perfect. That's what we need right here. Let's do a max slope of 45. Now let's do a max slope of 30. Remove points on miss. Align with that. So like 3 and 3. Okay. And then here we can do array length of like 300. And then we can grab the whole shape. And then we can do something like this. Okay, not bad. Okay, oh, in Blender. Be right back, okay. Quick explanation for basic lighting. I can do it in Godot. Okay, obviously I'm not going to use these models because I made this model and it's not good. Let's switch it out actually just to get something that is better. And actually let's just duplicate this, go tree 2, duplicate this, and do tree 3. What? There we go. Oh, actually, the Y here can be 1. Yeah, we just needed to cover that. Okay, so Z can be 1,000. So like 400, and then we're going to do proton scatter here. We're going to do 600. Okay, let's see how this looks. I could also do some like fog and stuff on this planet. I don't know why I called this jungle, because I'm not sure this would actually even be the jungle one. Okay, everything is really bright except for the ground. The ground is really dark. So we need more light down here anyway. Plus, these are going to be really giant trees. They're not going to look like this, but still. They're going to like cover the sky mostly. Like you're not really going to be able to see outside of the canyon. But let's do a quick go over here and maybe just change this landscape here to be something like the perfect. This right here. This is what we want. We want an entire canyon that's constantly moving. I'll show you. This is going to look great. Actually could do something like... The problem is then the collision shapes don't move with it, but... You can see the entire... the entire canyon moving. Okay. Quick load. Nope. Quick load, and we are just going to do... There, that's a lot brighter. Okay. This looks a lot better already. Problem is the ground is really rough. I need to figure out a good way of dealing with that. I mean, it's not too bad. It's just that I want a bunch of things to be happening, including some pathfinding probably, unless I just pick a small spot in this area and say, all right, this is where the whole map is. Everything else is just scenery, which could be. I think that's how I do it. Okay. Let's add some volumetric fog here. Sky effect is 1. And yet, there is no sky effect. There's also no sky effect when I do that. Okay, that's good and all, but if there's no sky effect, then what's going on? I don't know what's going on, but we're going to also go ahead and go right here. Grab our outline shader, copy, save. We're going to go into jungle level, paste that bad boy in. Instantly better. These trees won't be here like in this form, so I think we're kind of fine on some of these parameters. We might want to do a little bit of a something more like 150. Let's do more like 200. Might still need to make this whole thing bigger. I think we do. We're going here. We're going to jack this up to like 500 scale. Just really max it out. We can go back to here. Blip. Already much better. Now we'll just need mountains off in the distance, but these are doable. Like these areas, we can build little things in here and have giant trees. I want to have a dinosaur walking through this area, potentially. I don't know if this will be the dinosaur one or if this will be a cozy one. This might just be a cozy spot. What happens if I go to player and just is this better or worse than having the trails? I don't know. What if I just do mad amounts? You know what I think? These also need to have just messing around with things, but no. Ooh, maybe multiply. Oh, but then it's all dark. Just having them be a little more transparent isn't too bad. Then maybe we don't need 80. We could go back to like 30. I don't know. That'll be something we work on. We're going to do Canyon World for this, and we're going to say here, we're going to say Canyon World. And then that means in our scene manager, we need to go here, we need to do canyon level. Rename. Because jungle level will be different. I'm going to do a different thing. Blood Meridian World. I'm not really familiar with that. Okay, but we're gonna do some cozy stuff here. I also need giant trees. Giant trees. And big tree houses. These trees are going to be gone. They aren't going to exist here. We don't need them. We're going to have big trees, tree houses. Let's go to Scene Manager. Main menu needs a duplicate, and this one will be return to hub. It's going to be return to save that. It's going to have node. Scene Manager. Turn to hub. Okay. Now we need something while that's loading in. Goodness sakes. But so far we got something going here. We got multiple worlds that we can visit. We can return to home world. One thing I need to do. On Scene Manager, we're going to have certain things like going to have return to hub. And basically every time we change scene, we can say current scene equals scene. And then from there we can do hub world. Then return to hub. Not hide. This could also be handled by our state management, but I do not care. Okay, hub world. Okay, I still have it there because we need to just hide it right off the bat. But let's go to sci-fi. Return to home world. There we go. Now it's not there. All right. So return to home world dot hide. We can just hide it there. Okay. Well, made good progress. I actually got to bounce, though. Unfortunately, because I got to get some work done. But I appreciate you all being here. Good to see you guys. Aries, Dr. Cap, good to see you too. Appreciate you. Lunchbox, as always, good to see you. Muhammad, thank you for being here. A-Hole and Albert, appreciate you guys, as well as Boris. Thanks for chilling with me while we make some more progress. I think we're going to be making good progress because now I've got a system of just making cool worlds. We're going to have to eventually do the storyline on each one and build them out and polish them up and everything. But I can just make big progress, especially in the prototyping phase. So I'm pretty happy with this. Peace out, man. Hey, take it easy, Lunchbox. Good to see you. Keep up the artwork and keep sharing the 3D stuff that you do because I want to see more of that. And then I should check it out myself, too. Blockbench, right? That's what it's called. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Have a good one. Let me see real quick on Twitch. See if there's anyone live that I could raid. I don't really know how many are watching on Twitch right now, but because I don't have my thing pulled up, I guess I can pull it up. I have 5 viewers. Might as well. Okay, we're gonna raid Mr. D-Boy, I guess. / raid. Okay, got a raid going on Twitch. I'll send you guys over there. But once again, thank you for watching. I will see you all later. Peace out. If you want, you can subscribe on the YouTube or on the Twitch. You can follow just to keep up with the stream, see where the game goes. But yeah, appreciate you all. If you're on YouTube, definitely like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Anyway, I will see you all later. Peace out. Sending you raiders over now on Twitch. And for those of you in the YouTube chat, have a good one. I will see you next time.